Hello, Paul Pluta channel. Hello, welcome to the Paul Pluta channel. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Remember, man cannot live on Google Ads alone. Man cannot live on Google Ads alone. And I depend on paid reviews, donations, and I also do consultancy. $50 for a phone call. I'll talk to you for an hour, Skype or WhatsApp, discuss your horological quandaries and answer the questions. This is for Chris. This is for Chris. And let's have a look at what Chris says here. He goes, dear Archie, I've made another donation for another review. I appreciate your help on the first round. So first go around to help make my watch collection a little bit more robust. I took your advice and went for the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 15400 blue dial. I also added another AP Royal Oak chrono to the collection. A white dial. This is a classic Royal Oak chronograph. A white dial 26320 ST. A steel white dial. Wow, beautiful. My collection therefore consists of a stainless steel Rolex Daytona Black, a Panerai Lumina white dial. Ooh, white dial Panerai. Ooh, not so good. Not so well. It's not terrible, but he's got an AP Royal Oak 15400 blue dial, boutique only. And he's got an AP Royal Oak chronograph white dial 26320 ST. And he's also got a Chopard Millet Migler. I am looking at a Rolex GMT Batman, and I want to get rid of one of the APs. I feel as though I do not need two APs. Which AP should I get rid of so that I can get a Rolex Batman and get some extra coin back in my pocket? Ooh, Chris! Why do you buy these things if you suddenly don't want them again? Do you know how hard it is to sell an AP? This is not easy thing to move in and out of, okay? It's not terrible, but let's have a bit of a discussion here. So, your collection, steel Rolex Daytona black dial, perfect, tick. This is the pre-ceramic, I assume. Panerai Lumina white dial. White dial can be a little bit difficult to resell, but you're not reselling it, so that's okay. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 15400. Beautiful piece. Then you went out and bought the Royal Oak white dial, the chronograph, which is beautiful piece. And then you got a Chopard Millet Migler. So personally, if it was me, I'd be getting rid of the Chopard Millet Migler and the Panerai. Those are the two dogs in the collection. I mean, those APs are beautiful. They are grail pieces. Personally, I'd get rid of the Panerai and the Chopard Millet Migler. Now, the only problem is the Chopard Millet Migler, you would have lost a lot. Chopard is they call it it's a brand for life. Okay, it's a brand for life, which the reason it's a brand for life is because no other bastard wants to buy it. And I love the Millet Migler. It's got that car tire, you know, the rubber car tire. It's a cool watch, but horologically speaking, they're next to impossible to move. So my gut instinct is saying to me, get rid of the bloody Chopard and the bloody Panerai. That's what I would do. But, okay, let's have a look there, closer look. Okay, if you had to, okay, let's say you don't want to do that for whatever bullshit reasons you don't want to do that, you still want to get rid of one of the APs. Which one would I get rid of? Whoa, this is a tough decision, because I gotta tell you, I really have a soft spot for the 15400. That's a minute, hour, second, and date. It's a classic with the blue dial. Superb, superb. I'd really think that's a great piece. It is a great piece. I love that model. But I got to tell you, the AP, the Royal Oak chronograph you've got there, that is also a killer piece. Absolutely killer. Which one would I get rid of? Now, it really depends on your opinions there. What would I do? Look, I honestly think they're probably both really cool. The AP itself, the chronograph, could be a bit expensive to actually service. You know, that's the only downside with the AP chronograph, is that they can be a little bit on the costly side to service. I'd possibly flick the chronograph AP, not because anything's wrong with it, but because if it does need a service, you can really learn the hard way about AP. I almost went into a deal where I was going to swap my gold sub for a rose gold AP chronograph, similar model to the one you've got there. And the thing that kind of stopped me was the fact that they can be horrendously expensive to service. So which one would I get rid of? Look, they're both pretty cool. They are both very, very cool. However, I think if you look at it this way, the Daytona, that's a super duper piece. The Rolex Daytona black dial, that's a keeper. That's your chronograph. You Panerai your diver. I think it makes, I understand what you're doing. Get rid of, I'd probably keep the 15400 and get the GMT Batman. The only thing is, if you're going to lose too much, I would just be happy with what you've got. I mean, that AP chronograph is a sensational chronograph. It is it's an amazing piece. I mean, you've actually got that is an amazing watch. It's a complicated AP. I mean, it doesn't really get better than that. I mean, in life, it doesn't really get better than that sort of chronograph, does it? That's an amazing piece. It is an absolutely amazing piece there. Now, I think it's a module chronograph. So basically, AP gets a module in which they add to the movement, and I think from memory, Tudor did the same thing on the Monte Carlo. They added a module chronograph part to the standard automatic Monte Carlo, and standard movement, Tudor movement, which gave it the chronograph feature, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's that modular system is pretty clever, but it wasn't designed with the chrono built into it to start with. Mind you, it is an AP. I mean, this is a killer chronograph. I mean, phew. Look, the other side of the coin is you could list both and see which one goes first. I mean, is there a bad choice there? As I said there, if it was me, the Daytona, Rolex Daytona is a keeper. Wouldn't that be cool? 2 Rolex, 2 APs. What do you reckon of that? That could be a really cool way to go. I reckon if you're able to, flick the bloody Panerai and flick the Chopard Milli Migla. Those are the dogs in the collection. That's what I would be doing. But a 15400 or the 2630 ST, ooh, they're both gorgeous. Absolutely ball-breakingly gorgeous. And oh, it's so cool to have both of them, man. It's so cool to have both of them. These are not just normal. These are not for normal people. These are for winners. These are for winners, okay? These are really winners type piece. Phew, 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 phew. This is pretty heavy stuff there. So, I mean, the other side of the coin is you could list both APs, and whichever one sells, you flick. I don't think there's a bad one. I think they're both cool. But I'd probably keep the 15400 because it's cheaper service costs, and I like the blue dial more. That's just my opinion, but they are both super cool. Super, super cool. I mean, that is a very cool watch. I mean, an AP chronograph. Ooh, Royal Oak AP chronograph. That is killer. Absolutely killer. So there you go, guys. That's my opinion on Archie Luxury, the guru, the pontiff. The pontiff has spoken. Tell me what you guys think of that. Nice one, Archie. Great bit of advice.